Okay, so setting your intention for love to persist as love, the will to love no matter what. And connecting to the personal love, personal heart, and the failure to love in the personal realm. Maybe it's with your family, maybe it's a partner, maybe it's a neighbor, a coworker. Failure to love at the personal level, personal connections. And that doesn't mean that everything that person does or the way the relationship is going is fine or it's right or it's good for you. It's not about right and wrong, it's about love. And loving does not mean I want to stay in this relationship or I need to agree with everything. It's love. So find out what that actually means at the personal relationship level. Relating doesn't have to be romantic relating. It's not tolerance either. And taking some deep breaths into the reality that we all experience failures to love at the personal level. And how that affects you. As a result of that, what happens in your life, in your daily life, what's happening in your daily life because of this real life situations of failure to love? How do you withdraw or how do you contract? What games are played, etc. And connecting to the beliefs that are formed as a result of that, that maybe the world is not a loving place or it's not a safe place or men or women or whoever is not safe or not loving or I'm not lovable or I don't know how to love, etc. Another minute to reflect on the beliefs that have formed about the world and about yourself as a result of those failures to love. And instead of the contraction or instead of the closing off, getting defensive or becoming about right and wrong, me versus you, whatever games are played, can you make the decision now at the personal level to stay open to love instead of closing or whatever your defense mechanism might be? And that might sound absolutely crazy or vulnerable or ridiculous. And there might be a very strong voice saying, fuck that, or whatever. That person, this. And taking a deep breath and moving into the center of the heart, excuse me, the center ring of the heart, the transpersonal ring, the soul ring of the heart, soul love. You as a soul showing up as love. This is what can override the fear-based personality. This is what can override the survival strategies that might be running all over love. And recognizing your failure to show up as love, as soul, whatever version of love that is. May it be freedom or truth or divinity and matter, beauty. Recognizing where you either compromise or step down, play it small, as soul, and you don't show up. What lessons of love are there? That I, as soul, am ready to bring forth. And instead of this playing it small, I'm ready to persist as love and show up as love. true real life examples in your life, or at least one. One. Can the heartbreak of not having shown up as soul love open you even more deeply to love instead of keep playing a small game, hide and seek game? The world isn't ready, it's not right, time, etc. game. And now applying this to the personal situation, the personal heartbreak, the personal failure to love. Applying the soul love, applying this as the medicine. What happens? And the testing comes when soul is unable to do it, is unable to persist as love, because it's not strong enough to face some of those major resistances, major fears, major survival strategies that have developed over eons, lifetimes. So go to the root, find one of those. There aren't many, but they are strong. And they appear in so many different ways in your everyday life that they would seem like they are many, but they're not. Go to the root, a stronghold where soul actually isn't able to penetrate this, infuse this failure to love, the personality level with soul love. And this is where soul needs the backing of life, spirit of monad. Because that which is resisting is also backed by life. And yes, so is soul. But it needs to be met with its source. So calling in life. That this resistance piece or this survival piece is also life. The will to live and persist as life, to survive. Calling in the center, the core of your heart, the life at the core of your heart that's never left and is never going to leave. And life recognizes life at the core of that resistance piece that soul can't penetrate fully is life. And when life comes for it, it knows it. Finding the love at the core of it. Life is love. Finding the love at the core of that resistance piece. And letting these lessons of love from that resistance piece and from spirit itself open you up to more love. And seeing, recognizing how those around you are in the same journey, not just those here in this circle, in this call, your partner, your mother, your child, your whoever, your boss, whoever you're struggling with. They may not be actively choosing to go through the heartbreak. They may not be actively choosing to call on life. But everybody's on this journey between love and fear. Everyone. Let that open you up to more love. You're not alone. There are days we remember more vividly what's actually happening, this global initiation. And there are other days that we're sinking more into the swampland of our own personal story. But that's just a reflection of what's happening all around us, also. Everyone's in that. Compassion for yourself and for others. And if you did manage to call in spirit to support you, to break through the illusions and find love and life at the core, and you did manage to connect to soul love and decide you're not gonna play that game around not showing up as that love. And from that place of decision, radiate that love, that power, that life out. We are antennas, we are reservoirs. That's part of our role as humans. And also connect to the many other individuals and groups who are actively working on the will to love and persist as love here on earth, in these bodies, in these relationships, in the workplace, etc. People you will never meet and never know of, in some desert, in some forest, on some beach. At the soul level, the mantra of what's mine is yours, what's yours is mine governs. You do not need to know them. You do not need to understand what they are, their specific lineage, etc. There is one world soul. One. We are not alone. Ever. Can you make that offering, what's mine is yours, to those whom you will never meet? Your body doesn't have a chance to get comfortable or regulate or, none of that. Whatever I've cultivated, whatever I have access to, whatever comes through me, it is yours. Enough of the disconnection and the separation. Enough. Coming back to your own personal story of how you find yourself alone or not understood or separate or in a fight. And with the will to love, what's one thing you can do? What's one thing you can commit to that will shake this, shake it through its roots? It's an illusion that needs to shatter, and it does not have to wait until somebody leads a guided meditation on it, or you break through into it through lovemaking or through some medicine journey or through some, I don't know what cacao ceremony. And it's not going to be a one-time thing. So whatever you commit to, it will be tested daily, regularly, maybe hourly in the beginning. Tangible, applicable to your situation, your environment, and that you make the commitment to shake up that illusion of disconnection and separation by doing this instead. You may forget. You make your commitment from soul, you'll be reminded. And when it feels like it's too much or you can't, reach out either tangibly to those you know, seek out your resources actively, because again, that's going against that I'm alone, I'm in separation, or through the ethers to those mountains and those beaches and those forests and those deserts you've never walked, where others are gathered, or those cities and those suburbs, those high rises. Where souls alone or in group gather. Enough of this illusion of separation and disconnection. Enough. And then reaching out to the other kingdoms. And maybe that's easier for you than humans. Maybe it's more challenging. The animal kingdom. Our brothers and sisters in the animal kingdom. Even alpha males who go alone for long periods of time are connected to a pack, a herd. And the plant kingdom, the trees, the vegetables, the grass, the bushes, the leaves. The berries and the birch tree juice and the wild mushrooms and the wild sage. Am I willing to feel my connection and drop that illusion of disconnection? And the mineral kingdom, the stones, the crystals, the dirt. in this incredible, endless web full of wisdom that interconnects us, weaves us, where we need each other in all the kingdoms here that call Earth home. We can give back to these kingdoms from the will to love and persist as love. They've been waiting for it. And we can receive support. The humility to recognize that. And we'll close here the guided journey. All I can say is that I have gone through a very deep journey around feeling disconnected and separate. A journey that continues. And one of the most impacting ways to break through that illusion is to understand how interconnected we are, and in particular, not only with humans, but yes, including humans, especially if you have an aversion to other people or think that everybody else is out to get you, etc., whatever story you've got going. But nature, these two, humans and nature, you can break down nature into the three kingdoms or not. But until we recognize ourselves as part of the one thread in this one big carpet that some master weaver is incredibly putting together, no more, no less. An important thread. Every thread is important. And I can sink in, I'm not alone. So don't leave out the humans and don't leave out the nature. All of it supports that heart opening instead of contracting in the face of heartbreak or testing of love. And the ongoing journey of discovering what love really means. Taking it out of the grips of Disney, pop music, or whatever else you've been fed. We've been fed. Okay, thank you. Are there any sharings? I know we're over time. Are there any sharings from those who have gone through this live?
Thank you. That was timely and beautiful. I only this morning thought to myself, I was trying to do a quick meditation in the morning of feeling gratitude for nature. And I found in the morning that I had this resistance that I face at times where I feel like I can't access that gratitude because there's so much shame and guilt which I don't always know how to go through, but this is something now I was able to get there. So I will write down some notes to practice. Thank you.
Okay, no one else? Then we close here. Thank you all. Beautiful journey with love.